Guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I'm Zoe, and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book tag. So I have the questions here on my phone, and I'm going to answer them. Number 1, what is the best book you've read so far in 2023? This is so hard. I cannot choose just one. Like, I'm going to have to give you a few. The very first book I read this year was Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, and that book was so good. I loved it, so that's definitely on the list. I also read Better Than the Movies. I cannot explain to you how much I love that book. It was so cute and so fun, and I cannot wait for the sequel that's coming out next year. I read so many good books, but I think I'll say Archer's Voice and Better Than the Movies were some of the best books I read this year. Question number 2 is best sequel you've read so far in 2023. So I have 2 again. So I read The Hunger Games, and Catching Fire was my favorite out of the trilogy. Catching Fire was such a good sequel. It kept me hooked, and it drew me into the world even more than The Hunger Games already did. And I enjoyed just seeing Katniss and Peeta grow. Like, oh, Catching Fire is so good. I still have to watch the movie. I know, I'm late. I'm like 10 years late. But, oh my gosh, Catching Fire was so good. My second sequel that was amazing was The Wicked King. I read the Cruel Prince trilogy, and I feel like I've talked about the Cruel Prince trilogy on this channel like so many times, but Cruel Prince was just so good, and Wicked King, I feel like Wicked King was better. It stressed me out a lot more, honestly. I feel like I was really watching Jude step into her power and grow as a lead character, and just I really enjoyed the drama and the suspense. So Wicked King and Catching Fire are the best sequels that I read this year. Question number 3 is a new release you haven't read yet but want to. This is so cliche. So cliche. My answer is Fourth Wing. I have seen great things. Oh my gosh, my water just spilled. I have just been hearing the best things about Fourth Wing, and I love fantasy, so I really want to read it. And I've had like so many books on my TBR, and then like I know it was sold out at a bunch of places, so I have not read it yet, but I have to read Fourth Wing because I really, is the sequel coming out already this fall? I think it might be, and I want to be part of the hype. And I've seen people also describe it as a romantasy, which I was like, ooh, like sign me up. And the dragons, like everything about Fourth Wing just seems so interesting, and I really love fantasy, so I really feel like it will be something that I would love. So definitely Fourth Wing is a release that I want to read, and I am gonna do that soon. Question number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I think we all know what I'm gonna say. The Brothers Hawthorne. I am the biggest Inheritance Games fan. Like, you don't even understand. You probably do understand. Those books mean so much to me, and I have a reading vlog of me reading the second Inheritance Games book if you want to check that out. The Brothers Hawthorne is coming out on August 29th, and I literally forgot it was coming out on August 29th. I don't know why I kept telling myself it's coming out in like November, but it's coming out on August 29th. So I am super hyped because that's like 3 weeks away, and school will not have started yet. This is exactly what happened with the Final Gambit. It was like right before school started. I just like finished it like that because I knew school was coming up. I am so excited for the Brothers Hawthorne. Sign me up. Cannot wait to see Jameson again. Cannot wait to see Grayson. Cannot wait to see my baby Xander. Like, oh, and Nash, of course. I love all the Hawthorne brothers, but like that book, I just know. It's just, I'm so excited for it. Once Upon a Broken Heart. I am reading Once Upon a Broken Heart right now. Still need to read the second book, but I know the third book is coming out in October. I think it's in October. So I got some catching up to do. I don't know, like I don't have to read it as soon as it comes out, but I am anticipating that. And then finally, the third book that I'm anticipating is The Way I Used to Be. That book, I read that last month, I think. There is a book coming out, like a sequel coming out. I think it's called The Way I Am Now. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, when I read a book and then like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, a sequel is coming out, and this book is like years old. So those are the 3 books that I'm anticipating for the second half of the year. Definitely The Brothers Hawthorne I'm gonna read and devour right away. I just know I am, but yeah. Okay, the next question is biggest surprise. I would say my biggest surprise, I don't know, do they mean like thing that surprised me the most? I'm gonna interpret this as like biggest surprise of something I read. My biggest surprise of something I read is the Dreamland Billionaire series. I read the first 2 books. I did not finish the third one yet. I started it. I got it on Kindle Unlimited. I got a Kindle Unlimited trial, and I have not been using it. But on my iPad, I started reading the third one. I have a love-hate relationship with Rowan Kane, and what's the other one's name? I just think it's surprising for me, I guess, that I read them all the way through, because I'm not like into like mean male characters. I don't like how mean that the Kane brothers can be. Of course, the third one, whoever is the brother in the third book, this sounds so bad. It sounds like I didn't read them. I only know Rowan's name. Like, Declan, Rowan and Declan. Okay, I read Rowan and Declan's stories, and then I don't know who the third one is, but he's my favorite because I like he was like comic relief. My biggest surprise was reading those books and like finishing them. I listened to the audiobooks, of course, so I guess maybe that's what made it more interesting. They were interesting. They were not horrible, but it's just they weren't really my vibe. Like, I don't know. I just felt like they were so mean, and I feel like Zara and Iris did not like deserve to be treated the way they were treated. That's just me. That's just me. Ooh, I love this question. Newest fictional crush. Wes Bennett. Wes Bennett. Love of my life. There is no man like him. There is no man like Wes Bennett. And Wes Bennett is just the most perfect main character, male main character love interest that I've ever come across in my life. He's so like, first of all, okay, if you read Percy Jackson growing up, I feel like you would love Wes Bennett. He's so Percy coded. He's so like Chandler from Friends. Like, he's so like that character, like the sarcastic, lovable guy. Like, that's who he is. I love Wes Bennett so much. Look how I annotated this book. I love better than movies, and I love Wes Bennett. Wes Bennett is my man. Absolutely. Love him. Like last year, I think my man of the year last year, my book man of the year was Charlie Lastra. This year, Wes Bennett. I love that man. He just had great energy, and he was a great friend and then a great like love interest. Like, he was great as a friend and then great as like the one. Wes Bennett, love of my life, newest fictional crush. A book that made you cry. So, fun fact about me, I have never ever cried over a book, ever. The only book that has ever brought me to like slightly having tears in my eyes is The Last Olympian in the Percy Jackson series. Never cried over a book, but The Last Olympian had me like teary-eyed when I was like in 5th grade. But I think a book that would have made me cry, like a book that made me feel very sad, was The Way I Used to Be. I read that in July. It's the only book I finished in July because it was so good, and then it put me into a reading slump. It was so good but so sad, and there was so many times in it where I just wanted to like scream, and I just wanted to like scream at characters and like put myself in the story because I felt so bad for the main character. So yeah, that book made me feel really sad. I didn't cry, but if I did cry over books, I probably would have cried over that book. A book that made you happy. I mean, I think all the books I've read actually this year have made me happy. A book that made me happy, well, better than the movies, obviously. The Cruel Prince trilogy, Hunger Games trilogy. Ooh, Beach Read. I haven't talked about Beach Read yet in this book. Beach Read made me happy. I think that August and, Gus. Wait, what was his name? Gus? Gus and, see, I hate this. Whenever I sound like I didn't read the books. January and Gus. I think that January and Gus were so funny, and they were so cute, and I liked the banter. Ooh, you know what else I read this year? The Love Wager. That was cute and fun. That made me happy. The Love Wager was cute. It was fun. I think everything I read this, I'm like looking, everything I read this year has made me happy, honestly. Like, second to last question, most beautiful book. Ooh, okay. Me looking at all the books I read. I would have to say the Cruel Prince trilogy. They're very pretty. I like them. They were very nice. Probably the first one is super pretty. Also, better than the movies is pretty. Okay, I actually didn't finish this book. I'm in the middle of reading it. I think that Once Upon a Broken Heart is really pretty. I'm reading it. Didn't finish it, but technically it's a mid-year challenge. It's something I'm reading. It's really pretty. There is a cover of it though. Like, I don't know if it's a special cover or if it's the British cover. There is a cover of this book that is so beautiful. I don't know like where it's from. I want it though. But I think this is a really pretty book. I'll say Once Upon a Broken Heart is my prettiest book. We have made it to the last question, guys. This video has been so much fun. I really like this style video, tags, like answering the questions. So like, let me know if you like this, and I'll search for more tags to do, definitely. But the last question is books you need to read by the end of the year. And this is a great question. Books that I have to read before the end of the year? Definitely Happy Place by Emily Henry. I received Happy Place for my birthday 2 or 3 months ago, and I'm in the like middle. I can't even say I'm in the middle. I can't justify lying like that. I'm like in the first third of it. It's so good. It's just I'm not finishing it, but I feel like I should finish it this year. Like I cannot take that into the new year. And then I have these books in my book cart. Can I show you? Like in my book cart right here. These are like books that I've started over the years and just never gotten like to the end, which is so horrible because some of them are like Crooked Kingdom. Like, how can I not be done with that? Like, there's books here that like I have not finished. Crooked Kingdom, Crazy Rich Asians, Normal People. I'll say those are my 3 books that I have to finish this year because they've been sitting here forever, and it's so bad. It's so bad because like I love The Crows, I love Six of Crows. Why have I not finished Crooked Kingdom? So it's time for this video to come to a close, which is so sad because I've been having so much fun making it, and I just feel like it's just so fun to just like sit here and talk about books. Like, I'm in my room talking to myself about books, but I'm really talking to you. So thanks for being here. Let's take a moment to appreciate you. I really enjoyed making this video, and I have a lot more videos planned for the rest of the summer and the fall, so make sure you've subscribed and turn on notifications so you know that when I post, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Mwah.